Illinois stacked this year in the 800 for boys, so we're going to see what happens. Hopefully when we get closer to state, we'll be top 5-ish, and whatever happens, happens at state.
Tyler Bickerman is understandably frustrated, as his senior swan song season at Rushville Industry hasn't been met with much cooperation.
So right now, obviously, Illinois weather has not been great for running. We've had all cold days, and then today we had wind, but right now I'm sitting at 2:01 in my 800, which is close to my PR, not exactly where we want to be, but competition's been good. Once, of course, when we get later in the season, we see even more competition with kids like Isaac Jones from South Fulton, kids like that I'll see in my sectional.
But that doesn't mean the Rocket Senior is daunted in his quest to become the Land of Lincoln's best middle distance runner.
At the end of the year, I got to be close to 156, low 156s if I want to be where I want to be, because this year's so competitive. I mean, we already have kids that are close to 156 in the 1A state rankings, so it's going to take one low 156, and then when that day comes, it's just who's going to be the tougher man, especially since we're probably not going to have ideal conditions. I mean, right now it's just conserving, not being dumb and wasting or trying to get hurt on days like this when you obviously can't run a PR. And so for me, it's just hitting times, getting closer and closer every day. Like today, I wanted to make sure I had my 200 splits pretty close to on, so that when I came around that curve, I at least knew I was on time. I mean, that last back stretch with the wind was insane, but I was at least hitting times.
His performances are also hitting radar for college coaches. See also the Division I interest he's garnered from UC San Diego, among others, which assures Tyler he's found the right footing in his quest.
Honestly, I agree with that, but I think it can go the other way too with me a little bit. It's almost a little humbling, because when you start looking into colleges, as if you're not good enough, they're not going to reach out back to you. So it's almost a little humbling with some schools. You kind of find your range of how good you are. So for me, it's been one of the most humbling things ever. It's made me want to work harder than ever so I can get to where I want to be.
Some breaking news today on the local college front, as the Quincy University Athletic Department announced yet another expansion this afternoon. Men's and women's wrestling will become Quincy University's 25th and 26th programs starting in the fall of 2022 and fill a local collegiate mat void created when Hannibal LaGrange announced the dissolution of its program earlier this spring. The Hawks and Lady Hawks will wrestle as a Division II program and as part of the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Jimmy Eggemeyer, a former assistant at Chadron State and Southern Oregon, and Quincy Notre Dame alum Jeff Haley, who had been working on that HLG staff, have been hired to helm the program. With your look at Tuesday sports, I'm Sports Director Chris Dewar.